Welcome back to another episode of Yachting Unplugged. Welcome to May. Can you believe it?
It's amazing already. It just seems like the year started last week.
I cannot believe it, but we are shooting here at beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the iconic Las Olas Marina. We have some really exciting news to share that Ocean Prime is open. We are in the terrace area. It's a little early right now. It's about 8 a.m., but still, it is a very successful chain that is 20 locations deep. This is their 20th location here in Fort Lauderdale, and we couldn't be happier to have Ocean Prime. So welcome to Fort Lauderdale, Ocean Prime.
And it's right here at the new Las Olas Marina as well. So,
Yes.
you know, what a nice embellishment to this beautiful waterfront facility.
No, it really is. There's some great views. You've got the Las Olas Bridge, and you've got, obviously, all these beautiful yachts here. What is there not to like about all this?
This is the lifestyle of South Florida. We definitely love being here, and we love to bring our programs to you from this beautiful location in the world. Absolutely.
Well, we have the Air and Sea show going on right now. It is always something that is great to look forward to. I think it's a tour of 8 iconic destinations across the country, and it really is a tribute to our services.
No question about it. And if you've ever watched the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea show, incredible. These jets are flying over the ocean on this beautiful waterfront areas here. I was just going to warn everybody that there could be a moment in this broadcast where all of a sudden things get loud. Never know.
That might be scary, but and we also have Formula One going on in South Florida. So it is a power-packed weekend.
There's something to do here anywhere you go, whatever you like.
Speaking of power, I want to actually talk about some new power changes that are going on in the industry. We have a few CEO changes and some movers and shakers. So let's start off with one of my mentors, who I have been really honored to be mentored by him, and his name is Bill Yeargin. He's been with Correct Craft for many years, and Bill announced last week, or this week actually, that he is resigning and seeking a new stage of his life. He's a very acclaimed writer and author. I've read many of his books. My favorite is The Education of a CEO. Check out Bill's books. They're great. He believes in stewardship and all about serving not only his people, but the community that his businesses are in.
Doing well for others. And of course, Bill's going through something that I think you and I both relate to, which is reinvention. Reinvention of ourselves personally, reinvention of our careers. And it's scary, but it's also liberating when you do it.
I commend him for that. I think we've talked many times, Bill and I, and he really wants to get into writing, and that man can spit books out quicker than anyone I know.
Should pay attention to that.
I know. And we also have, this is their 5th CEO. It's been a lot of changes, and Bill really has brought an amazing amount of success to Correct Craft. I'm excited to see who is going to fill those shoes.
Yeah, that's coming up soon, I'm sure.
I know. Let's talk about, we have another CEO change going on, and that's
Golfcraft.
Golfcraft,
yeah,
yes.
A gentleman I've known for a very long time, Erwin Bamps. He's Scandinavian. Ironically enough, though, he's working and has been working in the United Arab Emirates for quite a number of years. He really brought Golfcraft into the scene from being a regional boat builder into a competitive yacht builder in the large yacht space. And about 9 years ago, he left Golfcraft for another reinvention. And
now he's back.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because I really do believe that he did scale them into a world-class boat builder. And I think they're at that point in their business career where they needed a guy like him to come back in and push it to the next level. So Erwin, welcome back to Golfcraft. I think you're going to make a difference.
Exactly.
And of course, you're back in the Emirates, and I know you like that.
In the press release, he talked about how he's going to focus on innovation and really going into mature growth markets.
Yes.
What do you think that means?
He's going to try to be, I think, a little more competitive here in the States and probably looking at other parts in the Americas as well as Asia's blooming. Asia's really a market that's been underappreciated, underdeveloped. So I'm guessing because they're a location in the world where they build these boats, they'll be looking at Malaysia and Singapore and other areas, Australia, where their products can get to market easy and are probably appreciated.
Good luck to you. It's a great brand and only much success. So Grand Banks is another great name.
Isn't that something? They've been around since the mid-50s.
And also Palm Beach is also a brand
Yachts
that falls underneath the GB Marine Group. And they've had some amazing announcement there that Lynn Fischer has been appointed the Chief Marketing Officer.
Yes, she has. This is the first, they just created this position for her.
Okay.
So apparently they really wanted her, and I can understand why with her maritime career. So she's coming into Grand Banks and Palm Beach Yachts to basically promote the brand, market, and hopefully we hear more about her and from her.
Yeah, I don't know her personally. Look forward to getting to know her. Have you actually met her?
No, I've not. I was going to say the very same thing, Kim. I read her bio and it sounds interesting, and she seems like somebody we should get to know a little bit.
Yeah, best of luck, Lynn. Some, I guess, boat shows are going on. Let's talk about, we have a few going on. We have, you said, the Palma boat shows going on.
Yeah, our producer, Rhea, actually got out of her office in her studio and got into the show. She's a remarkable lady and she's so fun to engage with, but in her words, she hates people. So Rhea's there working the Palm Beach Boat Show and having a good time, I hope. And that's a gathering of the large yacht industry.
And that's going on. The Palma boat show is going on until when? It's probably the weekend.
Yeah, through the weekend. Yep.
Yeah, one of those, I get bucket list boat shows for me. I want to go definitely.
If you've never been to Palma, it's a gorgeous historic city on the island of Palma, Mallorca, and it's certainly a destination worthy of heading to.
We are heading into boat show season. It's starting to ramp up. We got a little bit of a break, and then we go right into everything across the pond that happens over there. I want to talk about METSTRADE. There was some news that was brought to our attention about how it's grown so much. And I know you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there almost every year since it began in the 90s. And I actually did a wonderful interview that came out in January with Niles Klarenbeck, the managing director of METSTRADE in the Super Yacht Forum. Yes, they've gotten, for the first time ever, they've taken over the entire Rye Center.
Yeah, it says the entire Amsterdam complex.
Yeah,
it's the world's largest trade exhibition for the leisure marine industry.
It is by far, and it'll blow your mind when you walk into that facility, that conference facility. It's 12, now it's going to be 13 halls open. Wow. For business. It's all B2B business too. This is not a retail show. And even though it's in the boating, yachting world, you don't see any boats or yachts there. It's the people that trade in that industry. They come from every country in the world. It's so immersive. And this year it's going to be bigger and with more opportunities for networking, more opportunities for meeting and expanding your own business. Certainly, I tell any American business that wants to grow internationally, this is where you start. That's where I started in my businesses so many years ago, quite successfully. Nice. And the METSTRADE will do the same thing for anybody who invests in the time and energy to be over there.
There's a lot of product launches that happen. A lot of models are launched there. I know Sunseeker had a big launch and quite a few other companies this last year. So I'm excited to go. I've never been. It will be on my bucket list to go this year.
Yes, good. We'll do some content there. They sponsor Yachting International Radio. They set us up with studios there last year. So we'll see you again there this year. But this year, Kim and I will both be there creating some content and sharing some stories with everybody.
So in exactly 10 days, I'll be making the trip with the National Marine Manufacturers Association, heading to Washington, D.C. to do some lobbying.
Bravo.
Really excited about that. Yes, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
There's obviously, you got the tariffs, and we've got still the right whale situation going on with the speed restrictions. So there's a lot of things that we need to talk to our politicians about. So thank you to the NMMA for actually covering that for me, getting me there. And I will be bringing that to you on behalf of Rick and I. And hopefully next year you'll be going with me.
I intend to, no question about it.
Yes.
So did I tell you about Savannah?
No, you did not.
Have you been to there lately?
Not recently, no.
Oh my goodness, Savannah is such a cool city, historic city. I just spent the week, Tristan and I were up there with the United States Super Yacht Association, USSA. They did their Savannah yachting event, and it was immersive. It was a sold-out event. Members of the USSA, there were 70 members up there with a waiting list of people that wanted to be there. So the takeaway there is when you hear about these events popping up, sign up early because they will sell out. We toured 2 shipyards. We toured the Thunderbolt Marine shipyard. We toured Savannah Yachting Center, which is the Safe Harbors Marina facility. And we saw the brand new IGY Marina just opening. They are literally a couple days away from their CEO. For occupying the facility. They've got 1,200 linear feet of face stock on the Savannah River with 65 feet of water depth at the low tide.
Wow.
And 96 slips inside their facility, 14 feet of depth at low tide that'll accommodate your 25 to say 75-foot yachts inside of there. Savannah Yachting Center, they haul anything from 50-meter to 350-meter boats, put them on the hard for full service and surveys and refits. And then what I think is the biggest gem up there and my maybe biggest takeaway surprise was Thunderbolt Marine. They're down in Thunderbolt, which is just a little bit east of Savannah, about 15 minutes away. What a cool yard. Ernie is the president of that yard. We sat down and had a wonderful conversation. It's going to be a podcast on Yachting USA to come out. That yard's been around since the 40s, building minesweepers and Coast Guard
How
cutters.
exciting.
And now
Look forward
it's
to seeing that
really
episode.
big refits. And
All
so
right.
that's a shipyard to go to for sure. And then I have to do one more call out to Verge Yacht Design. Anita has set up the coolest company right in downtown Savannah on Bay Street in the middle of the historic district. She is such an innovator with interior designs and products and a vision of what the future of a yacht could and should look like. So her and her employee, Nick, who's an amazing naval architect, are setting up shop there of 5 years in business so far, and they're killing it.
Great. Congrats, Anita. And teams, that's exciting. I look forward to going to Savannah. I really never thought of it as a destination for yachting and stuff. So looking forward to going.
It truly is.
So let's talk, since you're on shipyards, let's switch over. We always bring marina news, what's going on right now. F3 Marina, which is was highly anticipated, took a long time to build. They knocked down the old marina that was there and
A lot
built
of technology.
a lot of technology, very few, actually humans that are there. It's all really
Robotic.
and very high cutting edge. So that has officially gone on the market. Colliers US has it listed in Fort Lauderdale. It's the world's fastest automated dry stack marina and will begin accepting offers this month in late May. It's 59,000 square feet, hurricane rated facility, and has a first of its kind crane system, like we discussed, that lifts and stores boats under 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. If you've ever seen it operate, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
And it's a push button kind of thing. It takes you from the water to your designated slip, less than 5 minutes, which when you look at that building, it's huge. We watched it being built over the years, and you think about all the boats that are in there. My biggest concern initially was like, boy, do I want to put my boat in there and have to wait hours and hours to get it on a busy weekend? When they can pull them out in 5 minutes, it tells you everything you need to know.
You need to know also about, there's a really unfortunate situation that's happened. Let's switch over to the west coast of Florida.
Where I grew up.
Where you grew up, and obviously there's a very influential businessman that had an unfortunate accident on his 37-foot center console. It was unfortunate.
He ran into the
right
Clearwater
into-
Ferry
Yes.
and killed somebody.
Yes.
And this is about boating safety on the water. We talk about boating safety on the water all the time. And not only did he hit the ferry, cause a lot of damage, injured a lot of people, and one person unfortunately lost their life, but he left the scene of the accident.
Right,
and that's
he
something
did.
that's just not cool.
Acceptable. Yeah. Jeff Knight was his name, and he is a big businessman over there, has a music venue.
Janice Landing. I've been to many
Live or
concerts
something
there,
like that,
downtown
yeah.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, and it's not the first boating incident he's had. No. He's had another incident that happened, as well as some other things going on. Back to boating safety.
I was just going to ask you, do you think Jeff should take the Florida Safe Boating course?
I think he should. I think he should. And he should hire like how-to boating or at the helm or some captain,
even on a 37-foot boat. Yeah. I'm guessing that it was a night out, and we all have those. Maybe hire a captain to run your boat for you so you can enjoy the evening and libations and whatever else is going on, and have a safer experience on the water.
They did test him for alcohol. He did not have alcohol in his system, but did you see the video? He literally, it's like he didn't even see the ferry. He went right over on top of the ferry.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't even there.
We see that kind of stuff all the time. Even during the daytime, you watch boat and all of a sudden it makes a quick veer away and you realize it just is a near miss you observe because people don't always pay attention. But there's so many distractions when you're on the water. And that's why it's really important to have someone designated at the helm who is there to run the boat and not everything else that happens on these boats.
No, I couldn't agree more. And boating safety, we see it. If you're not following Wavy Boats or Qualified Captain or any of those sites, you'll see firsthand what happens when you do not educate yourself and you do not hire someone on the water that can really educate you on how to correctly operate a vessel. But it's not just about textbook.
No, don't be those people. So talking about boating safety, and we are in May. We started the show talking about we're already in May, and we're just a couple weeks away from the start of hurricane season here in Florida. And so this is a reminder to now start thinking about your hurricane plan. The larger yachts, for the underwriters, you've got to have an established hurricane plan that you submit to your insurance company and is approved. typically you'll have a marina facility or a hurricane hole or someplace, and you've made these arrangements ahead of time. Sometimes you pay a fee to have a space to bring your boat. So when a named storm happens, you can take the boat someplace safe. Right. But even if you got a small boat, Kim, you should have a plan. You should know where you're going to bring the boat. If you can leave it at your dock and know how to tie it up appropriately.
Yes, super important.
Yeah.
There's a yacht management company, get your hurricane plan to your insurance company. And really, if you can get into a marina, get that reservation, that hurricane reservation. It's a little costly, but worth it, because you look at the flip side, what it costs to actually fix your boat. And we just saw that last year. We had 3 hurricanes.
No doubt about it. And that's assuming the insurance company will sign off or pay your claim, because there's a lot of clauses in maritime insurance now that exempts insurance companies from certain claims if you don't play by the rules and follow the plan that you've established that you're going to do. So that's really important.
I couldn't agree more. So as I say, always boat smart from the start.
From the start. Absolutely.
Well, I think we've covered all the major news in boating and yachting.
I think so. I
hope you guys are enjoying our weekly broadcast. We are making it a point, Rick and I, to meet on every weekend and get this news to you on Monday. If you do have any newsworthy information, reach out to either one of us, Rick Thomas, Kim Sweers, the boat boss. Find us online or shoot us emails, text messages.
Yes.
Pigeon.
Yeah, whatever form of communication works, we normally respond pretty quickly.
Exactly. Like, share, and definitely follow us every week. See you next Monday on Yachting Unplugged. And don't forget to always boat smart from the start. Whatever you do, live, work, or play, just get on the water, because there's nothing better than lifestyle on the water.
Absolutely.
Take care, everyone.
Now, Kim, are you ready to go watch an air show?
I think let's do it.
Let's
I think
go watch
we
some
have our
airplanes
hats
fly
on and we're ready for it.
Yeah, let's hit the beach.
Take care, everyone. Have a great week.
Be well.